Hey y'all, welcome to Over It All with DW and RJ, where we talk about any and everything. I'm DW, lover of facts, deep conversations, and pretty much anything that makes me think, wait, what?
And I'm RJ, your go to for pop culture hot takes, weird what if scenarios, and plenty of loud jokes. Wait, that doesn't say loud, that says bad. That's fine, we'll fix it in the edit. If it's out there, I'm probably obsessed with it. This is the show where no topic is too random, no conversation too out there. This is Over It All.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on Over It All with DW and RJ are solely our own and do not reflect the views, policies, or positions of our employers or any affiliated organizations. All content is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Hey guys, we're back. I know we've been gone for a minute, but with the holidays and everything, we're doing the best we can. So
Yeah, doing the best we can. And then I don't think we even wanted to risk trying to fight with Riverside on the road.
no.
Not at this point.
But yeah, we had an eventful past 2.5 weeks. We traveled back home and then traveled out of state twice. We actually happened to be in New Orleans, French Quarter, the weekend before that, the latest tragedy in the French Quarter. So, our thoughts are with the victims and their families and loved ones, because that is just unthinkable that someone would, set out to cause as much harm as possible, especially when people are celebrating, people were working, trying to provide for their families and themselves, and it's just, people didn't make it back home. So yeah, but we had a good time, I think, for the holidays. It was my first time back with my family for Christmas back home. I happened to be there for Thanksgiving, or when they celebrated Thanksgiving the week before Thanksgiving, so that was cool. And then to be there for Christmas and New Year, that was also really enjoyable and fulfilling. We had a great time. But it's nothing like being home and being back in your own bed, in your space, But yeah, we traveled with my sister and the kids, and they did amazing. We did not drive, we did fly, but it still feels like we traveled like so hard. Like it just, I don't know. I feel like I got hit by a train. I don't understand. That's just age, I guess. I don't know, guys.
It makes me wonder how folks used to do it back there. They be riding them carriages and stuff cross country.
Oh my God.
And now you see, and folks are just getting sick just because that ride taking the toll.
Yeah.
That's a lot of travel. And it wasn't a lot of us like physically driving or getting ourselves to destination for the most part. And it's still just
the impact like so heavy. But yeah, we had a great time. Then we came back to snow in the DMV.
Came back to snow just to get home
and get snowed in.
And then
like
a day and a half later.
And then your uncle sends a picture from Chicago and it's like nothing on the ground. There's nothing. It doesn't even like it's cold there. Like I'm just like, what is happening?
It's nothing yet.
Warming. But yeah, we're just trying to make it, survive, and stay warm and cozy and do our jobs and do schoolwork because that's about to start back. It has started already for me. Um, because I looked and the class was open. um,
I got 2 days.
Your class is probably already open too.
It's open. But I'm just saying the actual work.
Look, when it's something like you have to pick something and you can't choose something that your classmate has already chosen, like that's something you have to get ahead of. Oh, yeah. So that's why I went ahead and did mine yesterday because the longer you wait, sense. But you haven't even looked at your assignments to see if you got something like that.
I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
Not yet.
That shit sucks.
I know I have a discussion and I can do my introduction. I don't necessarily have
okay. So you did look at it.
But I'm this week. I'm gonna copy and paste that from my previous courses.
Utilize your resources, yes.
And I'm gonna plop that in there. I see my schoolmate rival is in this class that I have coming.
We're not going to speak of her. We're not going to give her any energy because fuck her. But yeah, so I think we wanted to discuss. I know, like with me and my family, there was a break in communication because I was estranged from my relatives for an extended amount of time for several years. But we wanted to talk about the evolution of, our relationships with the adults in our lives, like our parents, guardians, any, role models or whatever. So I felt like you would be able to speak to it better since you haven't had a break in communication with the adults in your lives. In your lives. Oh my God, in your life.
Yeah.
We do have multiple lives, so you know what? It still stands.
Many lives. But from what I can think of for the most part, like childhood wise, it wasn't really difficult for me. I'm learning now when my parents actually opening up and, telling me stuff where it was like, it was, we were struggling, but you wouldn't know, we having them kind of conversations. And, but for the most part, when I was younger and a kid, I know I don't know if it was at that time it was safer in general, but I know I was more so in a community to where like my grandparents knew everybody else's grandparents and my parents knew everybody else's parents in this area. So it was kind of like, if I'm over somebody's house, they looking after me. If we walking down the street, it's 3-4 eyes on us if our individual grandparents or parents not looking at us, that kind of thing. So we was able to have some of those, like, they tell us to leave and get out the apartment or whatever, and we don't come back home until the street lights come on. It was that kind of situation. So from that standpoint, I felt like, I learned how to move around cities and stuff comfortably, navigate a bunch of different people, from a lot of different, let's just say, socioeconomic backgrounds. Because on one side of it, my folks got me out of the public school system in the 6th grade, put me into our local Catholic schools system. So that's when I started noticing, like there's some white people with some money around here that I would not have met otherwise. I would not have looked at them any other way. Met them, and then it's like I would go home, go to my grandma's house, or go to my biological dad's house, and it's just like, my uncle, who was a few years older than me, is, because I was bigger as a kid around that time, using me to help his upstart little gang that he was trying to, I guess, found. I don't know. It was, I knew it was a struggle operation when he was asking me to like be the person to jump people into his gang. Didn't make sense. I'm like, I'm usually only here on the weekends. So you telling me they got to make Saturday appointments to join your little whatever this is, and they supposed to slapbox me for 5 minutes to prove that they can be in this little cohort that you starting. I'm just like, oh my gosh, didn't make sense. So on that side, it was like, with my biological dad, the relationship is, it's not strained. It's just not all the way there. Um, I can see now after years, it's just like once, I can really tell now, but it's just like once he lost his mother, my grandmother, he never really recovered from that. Um, but he the type of person that just want to give everything to the people that he love as much as he can, but he not really in a position to do that now. But at that time, he was in a better position to do that, so it was good. Um, but now it's not. I just know when he calls now, it's gonna be a 2 hour conversation about pretty much nothing. At the beginning, he gonna talk about how my brothers and sisters are carrying on his name and his blood, and then we're gonna get back to talking about nothing in a circle for another little while, and then we're gonna end with saying that we love each other. Because I know he really just, he going from appointment to appointment now. Because body is basically not betraying him; it's kind of catching up to him a little bit. He was working himself hard when he was younger, and then the drinking and the smoking ain't helped. I firmly believe that he funded Patron's campaign early on, because boy, oh boy, that's all he had was every different flavors you didn't even know were in America. He had them, and I know with my mom and my dad, it was like, in the beginning they don't really tell you too much. They just kind of try to give you, like, impart the kind of wisdom that they think you need at the moment. Um, and then it transitions to a point where it's just like they're not necessarily imparting the wisdom until maybe you don't do something right. Like in high school and stuff, where it's like, you do something wrong, and then it's like, well, couldn't you have done it X, Y, and Z, or done something different? And it's just like, oh, okay, so you giving me the like, kind of giving me a breakdown after the fact, where it's like, you could do this to be better going forward. And I know as an adult, it kind of got more hands offish. So it was kind of like, if they call, they'll try to, give a little, hey, when I was your age, I was doing such and such or whatever, or I think you should look into such and such, because I didn't look into it until later. So I feel like when you develop your own self, um, or when you're working on that, that's when you start really questioning like your parents' decisions. and question them like openly. Like, you'll ask them like, why did you do this in this situation? Or why do you think this about this topic? Just to, because you're trying to understand how they got to the line of thinking that they got to. Because sometimes it's just like it sounds like you just saying stuff to say stuff because it was rhetoric that you were brought up on. And it's just like, you don't
I have to keep repeating something
yeah,
that doesn't really serve you,
yeah.
doesn't really, bring anything positive or.
And then it's like, you'll hear it and you just be like, I know you said that as a reflex from just it being said to you constantly. You just regurgitated it.
Are you
Where it's
referring
just,
to their homophobia?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like
What are you talking
you
about?
like you say it and then it's just like, but you don't care. Like, you don't really care. Like, I don't I'm like, you don't I don't know if you care either way. It's like you're not neutral because you said the thing. But
Yeah, you see someone minding their business, living their life, and it's like you
and
feel
it's
like
like,
you have to say something transphobic or homophobic. Like,
yeah, and then it's just like, but you don't really like you if you saw that person get hit by a car, you would feel some type of way, like right then and there.
you don't
Like,
know that.
if you saw them, if they saw a person get hurt right in front of them, they would feel the type of way. They
You
wouldn't
don't know that.
be thinking about, oh, this person was just holding hands with somebody else just a few seconds ago.
You don't know that because they made a point to point out two men holding hands or two people they presume to be men holding hands, someone they presume to be transgender, just, someone they presume to be, gay and flamboyant, and they make a point of pointing that out. So I don't see why, I'm not gonna put it past someone who sees people and is like, that's not right, or that's different, or that's wrong, to not think about that in a situation like you just brought up. Because I don't know. I'm not gonna put that past anybody. So who thinks like that? I wouldn't. I wouldn't give them the grace of, uh, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true. But you don't give nobody no grace. When you ever gave somebody grace?
That's not the point.
That's not
The point is people be living their fucking lives, and your parents, especially your dad, will sit there and stare somebody down and be like, that's a man. That's two men holding hands. Like, these people are minding their business, living their lives, or trying their best to live their lives. Like, if you were really so happy and so fulfilled and so content, what about other people living their lives that, are not causing anyone else harm? They're minding their business. They're not harming anyone, but you make it a point to try to denigrate them, like try to devalue their lives. Like, that says so much more about him than it does about the people they point out to me. And I'm like, he can do better than that. They can do better than that. They're capable of much better.
Yeah, they are. Everybody is capable of much better.
You don't have to think like that. You don't have to be like that. Like, it's 2025 now. Like, you have gay relatives, people you claim to love. Like, to me, that's really fucked up, that to hold those beliefs still. Like, that's some hate the sin, love the sinner bullshit type of shit. I'm just like, no. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Even though, yeah, it's just, in my mind, it's just unnecessary. It's a whole lot of things, and it's just like you can't, like at a certain point, you can't just keep chalking it up to, oh, you was raised at a different time or whatever.
Yeah,
And it's just
because gay
like,
people have always existed.
right.
Like,
And it's just like, this, it ain't, it ain't serving nobody.
it's serving conservatives and homophobes. Like, it's serving that agenda, the hateful, the hating agenda, the fear mongering agenda, the violence inducing agenda. It's definitely serving a purpose. It's not.
A positive purpose.
No, correct. No, it's not. Um, but yeah. So, I appreciate how you talked about your birth dad and your parents. Everybody doesn't have a chance to have two daddies. Some of us got one that wasn't there. So, it must be nice. But yeah, being able to see the adults, who raised us, who helped mold us as human beings who have flaws in logic, thoughts and, you know, actions and all of that, as imperfect beings who really are, doing or saying what they think is best, who actually really don't know everything, the end all be all, because we are the adults now
Yeah.
for, our nieces and nephews and the young people in our lives. Like, and we're just doing the best we fucking can with what we fucking have. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
It's just,
We can try to guide you with, you know, the history of what we've lived through, um, and from lessons learned from other folks and other experiences, and all of that. But I never say with certainty what a decision or choice will do for a young person who has, decisions to make about their future and all of that. I just, say, you weigh the pros and the cons and you just, make the best decision you can, because you really never know for certain how something is going to work out. We we have inclinations, you know about some choices, like if you don't go get a trade or get a good job, after high school, like you're gonna probably be stuck doing grunt work or something, like at a job, because you didn't further your education somehow, by getting a trade, going to a JUCO, going to 4-year college, getting a degree or something. I don't know. Like, there are things, but there are people who are doing well who never went to college or got a trade. So, you know, it's just kind of like up in the air sometimes, but it's kind of like, sometimes you have to weigh it out and just make the best choice you can. But I never say for certain because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I got 2 degrees now. Like, the hell am I doing? I'm still trying to figure shit out. Um, and just, try to be there for the people I love and who love me, and just show up as my full self, my full cussing ass. Um, that was a thing. I don't know if you kept hearing the aunts tell me to stop cussing. With your parents there?
oh,
Shh, shh.
I,
I'm like, no.
oh,
I curse. No.
I think I think I noticed it more so when the guy came over to put the
Oh,
oven in.
yeah, the pastor. I'm like, he's not gonna whoop my ass. Put that oven in, sir, and thank you kindly for the friends and family discount. But go on about your business, because I know how y'all move. Like, you may not be one of them, but I know how your folks move. Like,
what they say, just because there's a couple bad apples in the bunch.
Too many damn bad apples, okay? So yeah, but just showing up as our full selves, allowing the people who raised us to show up as their full and perfect selves. I think it's still, there's always room for growth. There's always room for learning and unlearning. I think as long as we keep that in mind, I think we'll be fine. Like, because I'm never going to say just because somebody is 16 years younger than me that they don't know what I don't know. I don't know what they know. I'm going to listen to you because you can still teach me something. I'm always going to be teachable. I'm always going to be able to be talked to, like, because there's always room for growth. There's always room to unlearn some bullshit that was instilled. There's always room to learn some new shit that will better serve the community. Like, if you're trying to cause less harm, if you're trying to be someone who, doesn't perpetuate violence and harm, within your community, there's always going to be room for open communication, for that process of learning and unlearning and relearning. And because repetition is key with me, mine be a little bad. So, yeah. But yeah, like you said, I just, homophobia is just so illogical. Transphobia is just so illogical to me. So it really catches me off guard when I hear it. So, I'm just like, because I'm like, that don't make sense. That just don't make no sense. Because, it puts me in the mind of when we have kids, like, and, I'm just like, I'm going about not want you to be around my kid because you're not about to spew that bullshit. Because that's not going to serve the community. That's not going to serve us well. The community of which we're a part of, the community of which our children will be a part of. Like, that's the antithesis to, like, what we're about. So it's just kind of like moving me further apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just distance myself. So, it's like to protect myself. Like, cause again, I flee when it's conflict. I am a flight risk. I'm gone. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. And I would have thought by now some unlearning would have occurred and some relearning, some learning would have occurred. But it seems like trying to be stuck in them ways.
You ain't seen the whole picture of it. So I'm
sure there has been growth, but the fact that still it's not enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for me.
I understand.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's when I have a challenge of, respecting, because I'm like, you're not respecting someone else's humanity in their life. Why should I respect you? So that's kind of where that comes into play. But yeah, I don't know. But since I'm back in communication with my mom and in relationship with my aunts, the surprising thing about them is, again, the K-dramas. Like, they're interested in K-dramas. Not my mom, but my aunts. Like, that shit is crazy to me. They are obsessed with K-dramas.
Love them a good drama.
They love a good drama, and they be into it. Okay, they got their favorite actors and actresses. Like, it's so funny to me. So that's like the most surprising thing about my aunts. With my mom, oh, I don't know. She bad as hell. Like, I guess that's not surprising because she was bad as hell as a child. She told us all those tales, but she's still bad as hell. I'm not like her, so don't say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am a sweet angel child.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just still interesting, like getting to learn about them and where they are now and what their interests are, and all of that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, for my folks. You have anything?
Not really, because my folks have really been, for the most part, who they are now, as long as I can remember. So it's kind of like, other than, it's not sudden. There's been a gradual increase, I guess. All of them have started really feeling their mortality, so they kind of just been like, maybe we should spend a little bit more time with each other. You know, hence the every 2 year family gathering, the mo not impromptu visits, but
It's
the
pretty
more
impromptu,
visits.
but yeah.
Well, the visit isn't impromptu. The activities during said visits is always impromptu. I'm pretty sure that's where I get it from, but like my peoples and stuff, we is just perfectly fine with winking it.
Mm-hmm.
We will figure it out when we get there. The big part is just getting there. And I know for a fact, winging it is not what you like to do. You like to have a plan.
I like to have a little outline.
Yeah, and I don't even
little
think you get
structure.
that. I don't even think you get that faint. You don't even get a faint outline.
No, when it gives me
really.
so much anxiety. So much.
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, hey, you gotta sit back and be cool with it, because even trying to get the outline together is, I don't know. It's like trying to draw on a piece of paper, but you have to do the steps to make the paper yourself. And then you get there and you're like, okay, we got this foundation. Let's start writing. Oh, I didn't tell you also had to make a pen. So then you got to make the pen. And then you can maybe get an outline before they just be like, we'll just figure it out when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, it could be. I think that's what makes it so hard for me to, like, when we trying to pick food, the food prep and stuff like that. I'm just like,
yeah, meal planning with
just
you
like,
is
I know
just...
the general idea is, this, I can get to the protein quickly. I'm just like, do chicken or fish. Well, how you gonna do it? I'm gonna cook it. Is how I'm gonna do it. And just, I'm gonna put some seasonings on it, and I'm gonna cook it. I know I'm horrible with it. I'm working on it.
If you say so.
I'm trying to work on it. Okay. Well, I'm trying to work on it more now.
Yeah, you have to be more intentional. I do think you need to be more intentional with being involved with the meal planning. Just because goals, whatever goals you have for yourself. I know I have to be intentional for myself. So
I think about, when I think about food, is like very quick. It's just like, okay, I want some food. And like, especially if some food is already cooked, it's just like, I got an idea of what's been cooked. I'm gonna grab some of this or some of that, and then I'm done with it. But when we need to figure it out for next week, okay, I don't know why it just feels like pulling teeth to me. I'm just like, because what I want to do is just be like, we can make this as simple as possible. We do the same thing every week. Just do the same thing so you can stop asking me what we doing this week. It's just like, but I also know it's like, I know I'm going to eventually get tired of it. I think I would get tired of it after you would get tired of it.
Absolutely.
But I'm just like, I'm sure I can go 2 weeks eating the same thing with no changes and be like, I'm living life. I'm okay. I know for a fact that probably that was never gonna work for you to eat the same thing every day for like 2 weeks straight. Would never work.
It doesn't even work for me during the week, and I'm like, I don't know if that was because of the medications or what, but I'm like, I could tell you I want something, and we prep it, and
then you don't eat it.
I just have an aversion to it. So, speaking of meal planning, trying to get back in the habit of meal planning and prepping and getting back to the gym. Even though my workouts will be modified until I get more information from my physicians. But just trying to get back in the habit of things because we do still have goals, our individual goals. And so post holiday, back to reality, even though I was in my pajamas all day today because.
But that's because of the snow.
The snow is a hater.
Through the first week back, just
so I'm trying not to like spiral. It's like, oh fuck it, forget it, like whatever, it's whatever.
Because it was like I was of the mindset of us coming back and then being like, okay, well, we looked because we looked at the weather and we was like, when we were coming back and landing, well, when we looked at the weather a couple of days before we flew out, it was saying it was supposed to snow Sunday.
Yeah.
It wasn't saying it was supposed to snow. It's
Friday.
30 minutes after we got back.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we landed.
Yeah.
I went to go get the car. Y'all got the bags. Came, packed the car up, got everybody in the car, and we were leaving. And there was no hint of snow.
No,
it was cold.
It was freezing.
No hint of snow.
Right.
As we were leaving, we also just so happened to cross paths with the Cleveland Browns as they were landing also.
And they got that ass tap.
They did. But they knew they was coming to get that anyway. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, it's just cold out. That's all. And to get on the interstate to head home, and it's just like, oh, it's a little flurries. Look at that.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, it's picking up. Okay, maybe we can beat it.
Well, back to because I was starving.
Pull over.
I was starving, so I'm like, I am so hungry, guys. And they were like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna get some food." And then this shit must have picked up. And they was like, my sister was like, we're not getting stuck out here. So we got back on the road, and then we went to across the street to a shopping center, and we got Qdoba.
Yeah.
And then it had picked up though. People was taking pictures and stuff. I'm like, hell no.
Like it was. It was okay for a second to where it was like, okay, you get your snow pictures out the way. Everybody's still kind of out for the holiday or whatever. You get your picture of your little family, little kids or whatever. Hey, it's the snow, woo, woo, woo. To it coming down, and it's just like, oh, we need to get
the hell on the road.
To the fact that by the time we got here, it was just like, oh yeah, all that snow that you experienced, it happened here already.
Yeah.
So it's fine over here right now.
Yeah, it was fine. We got home.
To us being like, okay.
Yeah.
The next day,
nothing.
Being like, okay, guys, let's get up. Let's knock this stuff out. Let's go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Get some stuff.
Yeah.
They say it's supposed to be pretty bad tomorrow night and tomorrow. So let's go to the grocery store again to get some more stuff.
You just like being in them streets.
I do not.
But you be in them streets.
I don't, because every time
you do be in the streets, because who else
be in the streets. But the thing is, every time I go anywhere, if I go to Walmart, Safeway, Target, whatever, especially if I got to go to multiple destinations, something weird is gonna happen.
Every time I'm not with you. Yes.
I don't understand it. It's like I feel like at times it's just like how you'll see something weird happen in Grand Theft Auto, and you just like, is this a glitch? Like, what is going on? Why are you acting this way? And I'm not saying this as in no, like, oh, somebody just ran up and was asking me to sign some petition kind of weird. It'd be walking down the aisle. I told them that I was going to come there with that thing if they didn't give me the crackers. And it's just like, you on the soup aisle. Talk about how you would have shot somebody if they didn't come with a specific type of cracker. Like, what are we talking about here? What is going on?
Killed for much less.
Or some older person will walk up and try to, like, you know how I think they be trying to relive some kind of fantasy world where they used to go to a grocery store and people have casual conversations with strangers.
That's like a personal of mine.
Like, yeah. I had a older saltine gentleman. Just some kind of Christmassy song came on, in the grocery store, because they be doing that, and he was just like, "Ooh, haven't heard this one in so long." Look at me dead in my face for some kind of validation or something, and I'm like, "Sir, I know you can look.
Get up, look at my face.
You can look at my face and know, for one, we are not in the same generational bracket. Okay, I don't know.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know what you was doing at the Sop Hop or whatever. I don't know what you were doing at the drive-in movie theater. What y'all had going on back then? Other than, I know for a fact you was probably in the mobs trying to get some of my folks and turn them into some strange fruit. So, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Your gums is black, your teeth is yellow. No, we not the same. Leave me alone, sir.
I don't even look at people that close.
He was that close. We were going down the aisle, and he just going,
nope, not doing it. Nope, turn around.
I'm just like, what are we talking about? Why are you talking to me about this? Like, could you talk to yourself a little bit, sir? Because I don't, But yes, it's something weird and strange every time. And I'm just like,
you always have an experience.
I'm like, what do I do? All I do is
just exist. You exist.
I exist, but this has to happen to other people. Maybe. I believe I need to start. You're not
unique.
Group.
Like, nothing we experience is like really unique to ourselves.
Nothing is truly unique.
Like, we're not special.
So
you're not special.
I need a support group.
Yeah.
For random encounters, random strange encounters, so we can come here and support each other and discuss these random strange encounters. And then don't let it be something you either like vaguely had a dream about once and you halfway remember it mid strange interaction, and you just like get this strange wave of deja vu. Like, it's just like, didn't this happen to me already? And it's just like, or it did actually happen to you twice. It's just, oh man. The amount of times somebody think I'm talking to them and I'm on the phone.
Yeah, I be hearing, like.
I'm just like, no, I'm on the phone. Oh, like, it was 2024 when this happened. It's 2025 now. Y'all know I'm not talking to you.
But yeah, I think just trying to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
It's delayed a little bit because of the weather.
The swing. Get back in the swing of going to work.
But I think, a takeaway, I hope that my folks and my sister have taken away from these past couple holidays is to outsource. Okay, let's get some shit catered. Let's go pick some shit up. Let's bring that shit back to the house. Throw it in the oven if you need to. Reheat it.
Look,
baby, call it a motherfucking day.
Your folks used to cook for how many?
Used to.
I'm just saying,
it's a new dawn. It's a new day.
You don't just stop doing it. That's what it is.
It ain't no just.
It
ain't no just.
The thing is, it's the, you feel like you don't want folks to be. I know for me, I wouldn't want to hear nobody come to me talking about I couldn't get such and such.
Nobody's going to get everything they want.
Because I am going to look you dead in your face and tell you, you should have been quicker than that. And then folks going to have their feelings
I'm not talking about not having enough. There's such thing as enough. There's definitely a thing as too damn much.
Well,
and
they make enough for you to eat that 2 days. 3.
No, it was like 4 or 5 days. Like, that's too damn much.
But you ain't got to go.
We can outsource the labor, pay people what they're due, decrease the amount of labor you do at home, and increase the amount of joy, peace, and relaxation. That'd be my goal. Like,
you can tell who got the ancestors' gift.
Like, do the most with the least. Do the most with the least.
Being in the kitchen. Dorothy don't want to be in no kitchen.
That is correct. And they don't need to be in no kitchen. No, they do.
Want to be.
They think they want to be. And then they be towed down for days and days and days.
But that's the thing. If they finally get their adjustment together with the amount, it wouldn't be as much work. So then they could be in the kitchen like they want.
Oh, you're talking about decreasing the amount?
Yeah.
Yeah, the quantity. Because, baby, we not catering.
You either gonna decrease the quantity or decrease the complexity of the dish.
Decrease complexity, period. Decrease quantity, period. Increase rest and relaxation, periods. Are my suggestions.
So what would you decrease to meal prep breakfast for this week?
It's already minimal. It's eggs and turkey sausage for me, and turkey bacon and eggs for you.
Oh, okay.
It's already minimal.
So who cooking it? All right. So I'm asking you.
The Instant Pots and the
cooking.
stove.
Okay.
Or the oven.
So
oven and boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. The turkey sausage go in the oven. Like, that's easy. Or the air fryer even. Shit. Whatever.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
So you got it. That's a whole lot of dead air for you to just not say no.
You're being messy right now. You're being real messy.
Amen.
But I think, yeah, I don't know. Because I be trying to take a backseat when it comes to your parents, because I'm like, it's your parents, and you don't know them the longest. So I'm like letting you handle it. I'm talking about like the homophobia, like that part, because I just be like, shut the fuck up. That's all I think in my head when I hear it. Like, just shut the fuck up. Literally. Please shut the fuck up. Like, please, I'm begging you. For our relationship, for your relationship with your other fellow human beings, please just shut the fuck up. Because that is not serving this relationship. That is not making me see you with more love and light and joy and peace and kindness. It's making me see you as a hateful person. I do not like hateful people. Like, no, you don't. No, no, literally. Don't I have like the future is inclusive or something like that? Like the future is now. It's inclusive. Like, no, we're not doing that here. So I don't know. It's just yeah, it makes me sick. Because that type of thinking literally kills. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it literally harms. But yeah, I think keeping in contact with our non-blood related folks, or the people we consider chosen family, helps sustain me. It helps sustain me, and it helps to sustain us. We got to reconnect with a couple of our friends over the break, so that was good. We got to see, a couple classmates we hadn't seen in a while. And just, checking in with folks, and because I know like this season can be difficult for a myriad of reasons. So chosen family, keeping them not just in our thoughts, but keeping in contact with them, and just.
And if Ryan does not keep in contact with you, don't take it no kind of way. Because Ryan barely keep in contact with Dorothy right here and his own parents. So
yeah, you're pretty horrible with that. Your sister, your niece.
Nah, I keep in contact with them.
Pretty horrible.
Because it's going to be too much cussing on the phone if I don't.
Yeah, good. Yeah, just I think we both have to practice, like you said, having open communication, open dialogue with the adults in our lives, the people who raised us, who had a major impact on us as children, how to, give grace for some gaps, but also, how do we foster, the understanding of,
Right. Yeah.
our values, our morals, what we consider to be less harmful, because, I would like to show it without having to compromise myself and my identity. So.
And that's on both sides of it, because they have to be in a position to receive that criticism. Because in a lot of dynamics, it's I'm older than you, I live longer than you, I assume I know more than you.
Yeah.
That kind of
thing. Or I know better than you.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, you knew better for me in 1874, because that's the mindset you're working with, because it's 2025. Yeah. So it's just like, it. And then it's that other part to where you gotta, it's a temperament of expectation on like our behalf, because this stuff is deeply rooted.
Yeah. It's deeply ingrained. Yeah.
And it's just like, like I was saying earlier, it's like reflexive and regurgitated, and it's just like the same way you would say 2 + 2 = 4, and it's just like, yeah, but what's the mechanics behind that? And it's just like, I don't know.
Like, show your work.
Yeah, it's like, show your work.
How did you get this answer?
And it's just like, well, I ain't had no work was given to me. I just got the answer, type of thing. And you have to temper your expectations, because if you go into these conversations, you should not go into them expecting to change no hearts and minds instantaneously. It's very few people who got the ability to do that, and most of the time when they had the ability to do that, they're using it in the worst way possible.
I was about to say, yeah, they're not using it for good. They're using it for very selfish, self-serving reasons. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, you gotta, because like, it's at a certain point, it's your personal determination on how much labor you're gonna put into it.
Yeah.
Versus the reward.
That's why it's like important to, focus on self-preservation, but at the same time, you be wanting your folks to grow, and unlearn some shit. Yeah, but if they don't want it for themselves, man.
Like, I know you could do better than this.
Like,
And
I
in
know you
some
can
cases,
do it.
it's like I've seen you do better than this. I've seen you
Yeah.
not bring this up when you could have easily brought it
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
you didn't.
I think that's what
And then
really
it's just
shocks me.
like,
Yeah.
and then it's just like the next day or a couple hours later, it's like you bring it up for no reason.
No.
And it's like,
Goddamn reason.
I'm like, is you trying to make up for the for the previous not bringing it up?
Like, are you jealous? Like, I
trying to
be
catch
like,
up?
what is behind this? Like, let's really interrogate this. You know, what's really your motivation for pointing that out? Pointing those folks out. That's my name. They mind their business. You minding their business. Why you minding their business? You know, like that. Like, what's your motivation? Let's go deeper. Let's delve deeper. Come lay on my couch.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think, like I said, you know, it's some things I suggest. Just for one, because I know my folks are disabled, broke down. You know what I'm saying? They think they can move and act how they did 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's
they hard-headed.
Was tackling your auntie
And
outside.
so happy to see that. I probably still be on the ground there. Just
like my mind was, I wish I was wearing a GoPro.
Yeah.
Just so it could have been recorded without me having to record it. Yeah. Because I'm just, Dorothy, they was talking about something. I couldn't even catch it. Because we were trying to start the bonfire or whatever. Or keep it going and stop the fire from spreading on the dry grass that was around it. With that weak water hose. And so after we got that situated, they was saying something. They was talking back and forth about something. Your auntie turned around, and you would think your mama thought she was 30 again, because it was so swift that she said, I could take you down. And she grabbed her from behind, and I think she did the knock on the back of the knee thing. Both of them on the ground. And all I know is it took two folks to help Margaret get up. Because she was trying to get up.
That's why
and she said,
my mama's bad as hell. So
and everybody just like, why did you do
Why would you do that? That's why her grandchildren bad as hell.
Her children there too.
Anyways, but I think getting them to realize it's okay to change some shit up. We ain't got to keep it traditional. Let's mix some shit up, outsource some shit, decrease the amount, baby, because it's just us. Like, calm it down. This ain't no restaurant. You ain't got to have 50, 11,000 varieties of nothing. If we don't have it, we don't have it. They can always make something. You can make the holiday food throughout the year. You don't have to wait till a holiday to have something specific. You know what I'm saying? We usually do something, like a recipe that we want to do when it's like a little bit more labor intensive, in the sides, but or a little bit more ingredients than what we usually have on hand. That's when we usually do it for holiday dinners. But like literally, we're on a rock flying through space. They reelected Trump. Nothing makes sense. Do what you want to, when you want to, how you want to. But at the same time, don't wear yourself out doing some shit trying to serve somebody else. Like, no. Trying to make somebody, like, no.
Yeah.
Like, listen to your body. Do, what you feel like you can do, but don't do too much. That's how I be like, y'all need to rest. They be thinking, I don't know. But I'm like, y'all need to rest.
But everybody say the same
thing. He
thing.
get in the kitchen. Let him pick up the labor.
Wow.
I'll be sitting there drinking. Everybody I'll be sitting there drinking. You know what I'm saying? Supporting from the sidelines. Taste testing.
Everybody get this cooking. Next thing you know, everybody, it be that thing where they be telling everybody, man, you can start selling plates. No, I can't.
You so conceited.
Hey, man, you give me the right dish. And if I could, I would. But, hey, that'd be too much, man. That'd be too much energy, too much time. I'm just like, that's the reason When I'm cooking, I like to knock it out as quickly as possible, but still make it good. I don't want to rush nothing the way it's nasty or nothing like that.
That's true.
Can't lie though, I done burnt some stuff before. I done burnt some stuff that hurt
You
my
done
soul.
undercooked some stuff before. Like, tell the whole story.
Whoa, now. I think you was in
But
the kitchen.
I think I think that it's important to, acknowledge the challenges we witnessed and experienced, with the holidays, with high emotions. And like I said, with, things going on personally, individually, and all of that. I know that points of tension happen in relationships. I think that it's healthy for it to happen. It's there are better ways to communicate these things when these points of tension happen. But I think we both experienced some shit, witnessed some shit, and just know that it's a part of life, and you can work on repairing um you know the relationship, because that is a part of a healthy relationship. When you have contentious uh experience or in a relationship, you have to repair the relationship if you want the relationship to work out. So
and part of that repairing is also, reestablishing and reworking where y'all boundaries at.
yeah
You gotta understand, like, when certain stuff just ain't, you're not, either it may just be at that moment in time, or it could be longer lasting, but it's just like y'all not in the same book. You're
yeah
not in the same book, and you're not on the same page.
So it's just like not gonna work out. It's not gonna be communicated. It's not gonna be
Communicated effectively.
It's not gonna be received with the intention you have,
Right.
or whatever. So
And you gotta recognize that sometimes you say some shit and it is like the way you said it in that moment was not the way you wanted it to come out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the thing. That's another thing. Whatever you say to somebody can be taken and digested a million different ways, because it's just like
I said, we all got our shit going on, so we intake information with all this other stuff in mind. So
yeah,
miscommunication happens, and like I said, there are challenges that happen, but like I said, if you want the relationship to be healthy, you have to work on repairing the relationship, not just throwing some shit under the bridge and be like, oh, let's forget about it. Like, no, that's not realistic. Let's make it a point. Like, if something does happen like this again, we can approach it better, maybe. And so so that happens.
Be ready to use that. Hey, can we just talk about this later card? Because sometimes that's what you need. You need to, go to your separate corners, cool off, come back. Hey,
because it's something about when your brain is in a certain state.
Yeah, when it's in that, especially when you tired, aggravated, and then sometimes you're feeling just tired, but it's also like repressed aggravation that you're not really letting out, and then that wrong thing happened. Next thing knows,
the right thing happened. Right thing happened.
Match meet fire.
Right time.
Match meet gunpowder is just like boom, explosion. And it's just like, oh my god. That's
so
I know it's happened with me a couple times, because I'm just like, I'm trying to say something, but I know I be having an issue with
Yeah, like when you try
communicating
to
my
tell a
thoughts.
joke and I'm like, that wasn't funny. Like,
No, that's just you. That's totally
whatever.
on you.
Your communication stats.
That's totally on you as a as my partners in misogyny would attest, as being a female.
Okay, yeah, right. Anyways, what I was trying to say, but yeah, we can make shit make sense to us. It ain't gotta make sense to nobody else. So outsourcing labor,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta clock where you at and just be like, hey,
How
it
can
ain't what
I?
it used to be. The
Yes.
fact that your auntie keeps saying it ain't as good as it used to be because I ain't as good as I used to be in the kitchen, and it's just like, and everybody's just like, what are you talking about? It's still good. It's like you got them expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
Like they done set
So high.
expectations
Yeah.
for themselves, and they trying to maintain that.
Wearing
But they
themselves
not
out.
considering that you can keep that level of expectation but decrease the execution.
Yeah. Outsource it. Put that expectation on somebody else. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what we're gonna talk about the next episode, but
We'll
hopefully you guys stick around with us and tune back in. Thank you for listening.
You know what? If y'all got some suggestions, drop them in the comments.
That would also be helpful. Yes. Bye.